Oops. Here we go. Yay. So I was sitting there rambling on and I wasn't even connected. All right. Hello again. I am going to chop off that first part of the video. Now I can see my chat. I'm Brenda Hillard. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator out of North Central Minnesota. And welcome to the 365th episode of Coffee and Create with Brenda. I am excited you are here. I'm excited to share a stamped background with you. And I'm excited to share there's a lot of happenings happen at Stampin' Up! Which means then there's a lot of things happening here at Create with Brenda also. Good morning, Kay's Cards. Karen, how are you? Oof, finally live. It took a few minutes there for it all to sync up, but we're good now. All right, good morning, Nancy. I hope to see you later. Let me know in a text message what you're thinking for today. All right. So, I am going to first of all point out the new April 2023 host code. I said this earlier, but I don't think I was connected, and so I don't think you heard. But this month, when you purchase $75 or more from me and use my host code, I will not only send you a handmade thank you by me, but this month I'm offering a card kit. And it will contain supplies for 4 cards. It'll be the same layout and a printed tutorial. So the only thing I must remind you is I cannot stamp images per the Stampin' Up! Demonstrator policy. So I will include the supplies that I used for those cards, and those cards will be exclusive to my customers who purchase $75 or more. Remember, with the host code, if your purchase is $150 or more, do not add that host code. You'll get your own stamping rewards, and I will still send you everything out, okay? Good morning, Robin. Good morning, Nancy. Good morning, Dina. Yay, Dina. Good morning, ladies and gents. I know there are some super crafty guys out there, so if you're out there, speak up, because we love your technicality on measurements and layouts and all that kind of thing. Good morning, Beth. All right, you guys, I'm going to switch down because I have a lot to tell you about. So as you know, both of these catalogs are retiring. The purple one, the mini catalog, retires the end of April. The annual catalog retires the beginning of May. In fact, if you look on the back of your catalogs, you will see that the products in this catalog, this catalog goes through May. God, I can't even read it. My book is so well loved. But I believe it's May 2nd. All right, don't quote me on that, but I believe that's what it is. All right, so what happened this week is Stampin' Up! Announced the retiring lists. However, good morning, Carol. The retiring lists that they made available for demonstrators to post for their customers and for the hobby demonstrators was incorrect and incomplete. So, hold up. I will send those retiring lists out as soon as they have been corrected. It sounds like they did a quick fix and released them again, and they still are not correct. So hold off. I will send them out on Monday, okay? But like I said in my newsletter that went out this morning, start making your lists. Just make a paper list. It's all good. And whatever you do, do not preload your shopping cart, because the discounted prices will not apply to products until April 4th. And if you put them in your cart ahead of time, they won't update. You will pay the regular price for your items. So keep that in mind. All right. What else was I going to tell you quick quick I was going to tell you that the color families are going to be updating too if you saw my Facebook post this week. And good news, or I'm happy about it, is Fresh Freesia from the In Colors is staying with us. It is going to move into the Subtles collection. So, yippee, yippee, yippee. That is really good news. And there are 11 other retiring colors. Now, things are shifting around and new colors are coming in. So if you go out and look, I do have the retiring colors posted on my Facebook page. And it's not a bad idea. In fact, it's a real good idea to stock up on your cardstock, your re-inkers, any of the products in either of these catalogs that contain those retiring colors, because they will be going away. All right? All right. Let's play. Let's do card stuff and not all this chitter chatter stuff. All right? All right. So, what do I have going on with this live? It looks like it's froze up, maybe, but I don't know. Maybe you're seeing more than I am here. So, here we go. Here we go, here we go. All right. Our card today features the Lighting the Way stamp set, which I am proud to say is going to carry over. Yay! However, it will not be bundled, so there will be no saving 10% on the bundle. Sorry, I'm a little distracted trying to figure out where I am with technology. It looks like it's still moving along, so I'm just going with it. And if it's not, look for it on YouTube. All right, so this is a 14-piece photopolymer set. Photopolymer means you can see through the stamps, and you can see that my set is well loved. I really, really love this set, so I am very happy it's carrying over to the new catalog. All right, the die set. Look at this lantern. We'll be using that today. And this is a 14-piece die set. It's got a bunch of the little, I call them lightning bugs. There's 3 detailed. There's a large cutout, so there's the body for it, the cutout, and then the wings. I think it's adorable, and we're going to cut this out. So I'm going to take it out of my pack and have that ready. The other die that we're going to be using is from the Sending Dies, and I just wanted this sentiment label, or that's what I'm going to use it as a sentiment label. And we're going to be using, our inside sentiment is going to be from the You Are All Kinds of Wonderful. And on the front, I'll be using the Thanks for Lighting the Way. All right. So I told you in the preview that we were doing the oh boy, I think I'm froze up, but you know what? What can I say? I can't say a lot about that. It's got to go like this. All right. I wasn't sure if it was my internet or not. Good morning. It is just me. I can't see or hear you. Oh boy. All right. Oops, cannot see or hear you. All right, I just refreshed, so I am just going to it looks like It looks like it's okay, but it doesn't look like it's moving along on Facebook. Okay, you guys, here's the story. Watch the replay. For whatever reason, it's not linking up to Facebook, and I'm just kind of done monitoring that. So it was, oh, good. Well, whatever that was about, let's see if it's going. I still don't see it moving, but I'm going to carry on and watch for the replay, and I'll put the link and all of that good stuff, okay? All right. So what I have is a little piece of basic white cardstock. This measures 3.5 by 5, and that's how I'm going to stamp my background. I have a piece of soft suede, and you guys, sad news, soft suede is retiring. It is seriously one of my favorite colors. So, yeah, anyway, there's that. The soft suede piece measures 3.25 by 5.25, just to give us that 1/4 inch border. I have just a standard card base that measures 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4.25, and I'm going to put that like so and give it a crease. I used thick basic white for my card base, just because I had some cut out from a class that I did this week. And then I have scraps. The silver foil is retiring, so I have a piece of silver foil. I have a scrap piece of soft succulent, which soft succulent is retiring. I have a scrap of basic white and a scrap of Mango Melody. And Mango Melody is retiring too, which I'm sad about because I really, really do love that color. And I think if you've watched my videos, you know that I use that color quite frequently. So being these are photopolymer stamps, I'm going to bring in my piercing mat, just a scrap sheet from the Stamparatus. And you guys, the Stamparatus is going to be discontinued by Stampin' Up! Also. So, if you are a Stamparatus or have been thinking about getting a stamp positioner, it is by far the best stamp positioner I have ever used. And I'm very, very sad that it's being pulled. But I guess there are some legal issues that were brought forth, and Stampin' Up! Has decided that we will just discontinue it from our line. So, there we have it. All right. Well, I think what I should do first is, even though I've got all this out, I want to die cut my lantern out of the silver foil. And the reason I'm doing that is I want to use it for placement. So let's get our piece of silver foil. I'm just going to lay my lantern down on there. And then remember with the minis, the mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss, we want to stagger our plates so that they just roll through smoothly like that. How about? All right. So wait till you see how cute this lantern is if you have not seen it already. I love this. Let me get my Take Your Pick tool. And that's why these little holes are in there, is you can just kind of poke in those little round holes and then start your piece. Look at the lantern, you guys. Oh, isn't it cute? I love it. Just getting my excess pieces out of my die. We always like to have a clean die, right? All right. Then, before I put the mini away, I want to take my scrap of soft succulent. I'm going to set my lantern on there again, and I'm just going to cut that out of soft succulent. Whoops, I moved it a little bit. Try again. There it goes. One way to avoid that is to tape it down, but I was just trying to take the easy way out. Alright, so I know you're like, well, you didn't cut the whole thing out. I know. I just want pieces of this. And I'll share with you some swap cards I received last month from a demonstrator group. And I was inspired by Brenda Springer's card for this card today. You'll see mine is a lot different, but yet the same. All right, and before I go too far with the mini, I want to bring in just my scrap piece of basic white and our sentiment that says, "Thanks for lighting the way." And I'm going to stamp that in soft suede onto this little strip of basic white. Isn't the font on there just adorable? I love it. Love it, love it. All right. So let's bring our mini back in. And this is our last go with this. But I'm going to put our sentiment on. And then I'm going to be taking that die that I showed you from the sending dies. And it's just this label. I do have a piece of Post-it note tape on there, low tack tape, just to hold it in place, because this one could be real wiggly without it. Okay, I'm going to cut that out. I want to make sure to shift. I think we're okay. All right, so here is our sentiment that we're going to be using. How cute is that? Put that over there, get rid of this, and now we can stamp our background. So is what I wanted, or the reason I wanted to do that ahead of time, is I want my lantern on here. I want to be able to see where I'm going to stamp that little glow, okay? So using crushed curry and the biggest of the glow stamps in there, I'll show you something that I think is kind of cool. So that's where I'm going to have my lantern. I'm going to stamp off, stamp on. Watch this. There's two other round stamps in there. So I'm going to stamp this one, stamp off, stamp on. Do you see what's happening there? I'll zoom in so you can see better, but alright, so there's that. And now I'm going to take the smallest of those circles and full strength, I'm going to stamp right in the middle. Now I'll show you what that did, and I love that look. Can you see how it's like light, darker, darkest in the center, like a flame? So then when we put our lantern over, it looks like a true glow in there. I love that. All right, so here's what's next. Remember I cut out the lantern with soft succulent? And if you look at this lantern, there's just like this little rounded piece, and then there's the line, and then there's another little rounded die cut. So all I did was just trim right around those pieces, and I'm going to take my Stampin' Seal, add some adhesive, and I'm going to glue that down to the bottom of my lantern. And I'm going to take this top part, same thing, there's the die cut slot there. There's just this little slash on there. And then same thing over here. And then you can just cut straight across this little bell piece. And again, I'll add Stampin' Seal, and I'm just going to add that to the very top part of my lantern, so that my lantern looks like that. I love the way this looks on there. I don't know, always with foil, it's hard with a camera and foil to see, you know, to make it work, the reflection and whatever, but it is, I guess is what I'm trying to say, is take my word for it. It is really, really pretty. Alright. So, I'm going to take Soft Succulent, and this, let me bring it in, the stamp case in so you can see it better. This leafy piece right here, I'm going to ink that up, and I'm just going to stamp onto my background. I want a little bit here, and I want just a little bit more up here. Okay. Then, while I have this out, I'm just going to bring in, oops, that's my wrong envelope. That's the one I already stamped. Here's my blank. And I just want to stamp right down on the corner, because you know, no naked envelopes, right? Alright. So I'm just going to put this back in place so that we have an idea of where we're going with that. Close up my Soft Succulent, the beautiful color that's retiring. I'm going to bring in Mango Melody, another retiring color, and I'm going to add these little lightning bug streams. I love these. I just think they're so refreshing is a good word on the card. I think it just brings life and happiness to the stamp, which is fine. I wanted just a little bit of the bug in there, and I can do another one going this way, and a little bit here, 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 and there. Alright, I think I'm happy. Maybe I'll put one more down here. I don't know if we'll really see that one because of the lantern, but that's okay. Alright, so there's our background, our stamped background. I love it, love it, love it. And before I put this away, I want to bring in our card base, because on the inside from our sentiment, I want this just kind of going up. And then we're going to bring in the soft suede and our little lightning bug, glow bug, lightning bug, whatever you call them. I'm going to add him just flying away. Isn't it just like whimsical? I love it, love it. All right, let's bring this back in. And now we're going to add our lightning bugs to our background. So we'll put one up here. Be sure to turn your stamp so that you get your little lightning bugs flying in all different directions. And when I stamp backgrounds, I like putting just partial stamps on the edge. I feel like it just makes it more realistic. Okay, so now let's bring in, because I have the soft suede ink, I'm going to bring in our inside sentiment, which says, "You are all kinds of wonderful." And I'm going to just add that right here. Okay. So I'm not really sure, like I said, what's happening there on my live. It didn't seem to be moving along. It froze up, which is sad. Oh, you guys, you cannot believe what I just did, but I can kind of believe what I just did. Look at, so here's going to be my fix. My card is supposed to go in a landscape mode, and I just stamped my sentiment portrait, but watch this. We're going to fold it over the other way, and see, you get all distracted. That's what happens. I'm going to glue this down onto my piece, and then I'm going to glue this down over my mistake. Good grief. And there we go. And then I've got my lantern, which I want to pop up. Take my backings off. Add it. Just like that. So that gives some depth to our glow. Fun, right? Now let's take our little sentiment that we did here, and we're going to add some dimensionals to that. These edge pieces work perfect when you have like a thinner sentiment label. So I'm just going to take those and add them on. And then I'm going to layer that on our strip of Mango Melody. Just like that. And then I can just trim this. Okay. Now that's going to fit right across here. And you can see that part of it sits up on our lantern. So on that end, I want to add Stampin' Seal, and then I can add dimensionals to the others, the middle and the end, so that it stays level in one plane. I just want to move this over a touch because I don't want it, yeah, that'll be good. I wanted it right on the edge. So there's our stamped background. And now guess what? We have to re-stamp the inside because, remember my boo-boo where I stamped it in portrait instead of landscape? So I'm going to add "You are all kinds of wonderful." And this time, it's going the right direction. Here's some Mango Melody. And I'm going to have it going right up here this way. And our little bug. And I'm going to stamp our little lightning bug in the soft suede. So there. Now it's going the right way. We have our matchy-matchy envelope. And I hope you've enjoyed today's episode of Coffee and Create with Brenda. Again, My apologies for the interruption and the technical issues, but we don't always have control of those things. So I hope you'll go over and look for the replay on. Aw, Karen, thanks. I hope you'll go over and look for the replay on YouTube if you had a frozen experience. All right, you guys. Until next Saturday. Bye for now.